This is exercise 5.3, configuring a VPN client, found in supporting Windows 8.1 lab manual, part of the Microsoft official academic course in preparation for exam 70-688. In this exercise, we are going to configure the VPN client. Now that we've already configured the VPN server, we need to configure the client in order to connect the VPN server to it. In this exercise, we're going to use the Windows 8B to act as the VPN client. The mindset behind this is that after the server is created, you have to go to each client and configure the VPN connection so that it can be used to connect to the VPN server. The approximate time for this lab is about 25 minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is go back into our Windows 8B. And I have both of them up. That's server 2. So let's go into Windows 8B. And I'm already logged into Windows 8B as Contoso administrator. And we want to go back into our adapter settings. So we're going to go down here and right click. Change adapter settings. Again, we have our internal switch and we have external switch. The external switch is disabled from a previous exercise. And now it wants us to disable the internal switch. So left click, right click, disable, and then left click, right click, enable the external switch. Now we want to right click the external switch and go into properties. And we're going to scroll down into IPv4 and then properties, and we're going to assign the IP address of 192.168.2.10 and then tab. And we're going to leave everything else alone and click on OK. And then we're going to close out of this. And then close out of this. Okay, now we want to set up a new connection or network. And we want to connect to a workplace. And then click on Next. And then I'll use, there we go, hang on. Connect to a workplace. Next. Use my internet connection. And then I'll set up internet connection later. And then we're going to type in 192.168.2.1 and then select Create. Pause while we wait for this connection to set up. We click on VPN connection, connect, Contoso/administrator, and then OK. If you are following along in your lab manual and required to do so, this would be where you take your next screenshot. So now we're going to click on our VPN connection and choose disconnect. Question 3 is a user that A user says that he cannot connect to the VPN server from home. Since the client will connect over the internet, what is the first thing you should check? What is the first thing that you should check that the client should be able to do? All right, we're going to flip back to the RWDC01. And double click on the administrator account again. And then the dial-in tab. Then select Control Access through NPS Network Policy. And then click on OK. Now go back to Windows 8B and try logging in again. Click on Connect. And you'll notice we got an error. The question 4, what error message did you get? So now we're going to go back to the RWDC again. Go back into the double-click administrator account and the dial-in. And go back up to Network Access Permission and allow access. And then OK. And then go into server 2. And then open up the administrative tools. Start. Administrative tools. Double click the Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. Under Actions, we're going to click on Properties. In the Domain Profile tab, we're going to change the firewall state to On. And then on the profile, private and public profile, we're going to turn those on as well. And then click on OK. And then close this. We're going to go back to Windows 8B. Click our VPN. Left click. See that we got the error. And if we right click, open network and sharing, change adapter settings. Here's our VPN. We're going to left click, right click, and then connect. And what error message did we get? Well, we got error message 691 because the username and password combination was not recognized, or there was a problem with the authentication protocol. So now we're going to go back to server 1 and turn off the firewall. So server 2. Okay, the lab manual says server 1, but I believe we've been working in server 2. Yeah, there's a typo in the lab manual. That should say server 2. So we're going to go back to the Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. Again, go into Properties, and we're going to change these back to off. And then OK. And that is the end of this exercise and the end of this video. The next video or exercise will be going over exercise 5.4, resetting servers.